guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm filming an all matte look using the Pure Minerals Soul Mattes palette. I don't really see many YouTubers using this palette in particular, and I don't know why, because I think that it is one of the best out in the market. The shades, all the shades are matte. I think that this is the perfect transition shade if you like warm colors in your crease, and this is a beautiful brow bone highlight that doesn't have any kickback at all. And I also think that this shade is really great if you're into shades like Neuter in the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette, or Makeup Geek Cosmetics Cupcake Eyeshadow. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. First, I'm just going to prime my face with my Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. If you haven't tried this one out yet, it does have a silicone feel to it. It's not the primer that sinks into your skin, it just sits right on top of your face, and it blurs out your pores really well. I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyelids as well with my Urban Decay Primer Potion in Original. So I'm just going to apply that on both my eyes, and it's okay if you get it on your lashes. And I like to let my face primer and my shadow primer to kind of set while I go ahead and do my eyebrows. So the first shade that I'm going in with is the shade Companion with my EcoTools shader brush under the brow bone as my highlight and all over the lid to make it easier to apply the rest of the shadows. And I'm just going to go ahead and bring it into the inner corners as well. Then going in with the shade BFF, which is the tan brown color, I'm going to place that into my crease. And I'm holding the brush at the very end to make the application lighter so that I'm not pushing the brush into my skin. I just want to make them as even as I can. With a fluffier crease brush, it's a lot less dense than the Morphe M332. I'm just going to blend the shade better half everywhere where I placed the shade BFF. Going back with my Morphe M332 brush, I'm going to use the shade Sidekick to deepen up the crease very lightly. I'm more focused on placing it in the correct area as opposed to making sure that it looks blended, because I can always go back and blend it in later. Same thing on the other side. Going back with my Wet n Wild brush, I'm not going to pick anything up, and I'm just going to blend in that shade with the rest of my crease. Again, holding the brush at the very end. With my EcoTools shader brush, I am going in with the shade Confidant. I'm going to place that all over my lids by patting it in. And going back with my Wet n Wild brush, I'm just going to blend it out again. And I'm taking whatever's left on the brush and I'm blending it out right on top. Doing the same thing on the other side. I'm just going to look and see if they're even. I think this side's a little darker than this side, so I'm just going to go back in with the shade Sidekick, tapping off any excess and just gently applying it to my crease. I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my face with, because when I apply my concealer, I don't want to just cover the shadows on my lower lash line. Just place a dime size on the back of my hand, and I'm in the shade Warm Nude. I'm just dotting that all over my face with my finger, starting with my chin and work my way up. The forehead is the very last part. And I'm not too worried about going right under my eye, because since I have dry skin, once I apply the concealer, it's gonna make it look cakey if I put foundation and layer concealer on top. And then making sure to blend it down my neck. Okay, and to conceal and highlight, I'm using my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer in the shade Light. And I'm not going to try to touch my lash line because I'll bring that up with the brush later. And then I like to apply my concealer by bringing it up towards my temples and then down towards my lip. Down my nose, and then on my chin, and in between my eyebrows, and on my forehead. And I will start with my chin to give my concealer on my under eye a little bit more time to dry. The part that I want to highlight the most, I do last. So I always do my nose last since my nose is so flat. And then I do my under eye by bringing this concealer down a little bit to connect the two, and then blending in the rest. I find that that is the only way that it won't look so cakey, like I packed on concealer and foundation. I'm just doing what works for me and my skin type and my face shape. And then I'm going to be careful to pat in between my brows because I don't want to mess my eyebrows up. And then I bring it up to kind of make like a fan shape on my forehead because that's how I want to highlight it. And for my nose, I'm just going to pat it in, especially at the tip. I'm just going to set my under eye with my RC Mane No Color Powder. Now going back to my eyes, I'm going to use a fluffier shader brush, and I'm going to take the shade Adore, and I'm just going to go very close to the lash line, and then close to the lash line, connecting the upper shadow with the bottom lash line, and then slowly bringing it in. I'm going to go in with the smudger brush, and I'm taking the shade Sidekick again, and I'm just going to go a little closer to my eyelashes. Again, connecting it with the top and bringing it in halfway. And for bronzer, I'm using the NYC Smooth Skin Bronzer in the shade Sunny. I'm just using a Real Techniques blush brush, and holding it flat, I'm just sweeping side to side on the perimeter of my face. I'm taking the Real Techniques sculpting brush, and I like to take the higher end and dip it into the bronzer and just place it right under my lip to make it appear more plump. To contour my nose, if I want it to be quick, I just go in sideways like that, and then just go down the bridge of my nose, and then turn my brush and go inward, and then I do the exact same thing on the other side, down the bridge of my nose and swipe inward. I'm going to create that shadow that would normally be there if you have a higher nose, and I also like to take the side and go down my cupid's bow. Third of the way, starting at the tip of my ear to the corner of my lip, I'm following the natural hollow with the taller end pointed downward. I'm just going to contour very slightly. If you're contouring, I go sideways and then I brush it up. Blush, I'm going to be using my Sleek Cosmetics blush in the shade in 921 Suede. I just got this. It took a while for it to ship to my house. I find that it's really similar on the face to Apricot in the Middle by Wet n Wild. It's pretty much just a matte version of it. Taking my all-time favorite blush brush, it's the Sonia Kashuk Tools, and it says number 2. I want to say it's the domed blush brush, but I bought this a while ago, so I don't really remember. But I love using this brush. It picks up so much product, and then I just tap one tap, and then I pat it on my cheeks just to see how pigmented it is, and then I'll swipe it. And then I like to bring these types of blushes onto my forehead as well. So I'm done with all the face powder and the cream and everything, so I'm going to go ahead and set it before I go in with mascara or liner. It's with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Setting Spray. And I'm applying a generous amount. And I find that by doing that, the foundation doesn't transfer as much when you're talking on the phone or when you're resting your hand on your face. So I'm just going to finish my eye look off with the NYX Gel Pencil in the shade Brown. And I'm just going to tightline the top and lower lash line. I'm just gonna smudge the liner on my lower lash line, not really going for perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and apply some false lashes and I'll be right back. 110. And to cover up the lash glue, I'm just gonna use my Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Liner. And then on the lips, I'm using my NYX Lip Liner in the shade Natural. Okay, and that completes the look. I hope you guys enjoyed and you found a tip or two. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!